Hey, I'm sure you know how an iceberg video works, so we'll get right into it. Splash texts are the bouncing yellow texts that show up on the main screen that have a ton of Easter eggs within them. Jeb is currently the lead developer of Minecraft Bedrock and Java editions. He's been working on the game for over 10 years. Naming a sheep Jeb_ with a name tag will cause its wool to fade between dye colors. This does not impact the wool's color when sheared or killed. Notch, the original creator of Minecraft, he sold the company, Mojang, to Microsoft in 2014. Blocks. Blocks are items that you can place or break in the world. Items, an object you can put in your inventory. Builds, basically art pieces put together by players in the form of in-game architecture. Cobblestone, a broken form of stone given after mining a smooth stone block. Mobs, other living beings in the game that are not players. Java and Bedrock Edition. Java Edition was the initial version of Minecraft, which has been expanded on over the years. Java is a terrible platform to build a game on, so Microsoft remade the game in C++ so they could run better and would therefore be more accessible to new players. Bedrock Edition has some problems though, such as large redstone machinery not working properly, and world generation failing cataclysmically if you start to adventure really far out. Creeper, a mob that sneaks up on the player and explodes. Generation, how the world randomly puts itself together upon world creation. Minecraft Dungeons, a story game centered around the Minecraft universe. Redstone, an ore in the game. When mined, its dust can be used to craft machinery and used to power that machinery. r/Minecraft, the Minecraft subreddit. Logs. Trees? Zombie, a hostile mob that spawns in dark areas and attacks villages and the player. Caves and cliffs, one of the most recent updates as this video has been released. Majorly overhauling world generation. Major update. Major updates add things such as new mobs, biomes, and blocks with new functions to the game. Grass block, a dirt block that has grown grass on top, most likely the first block that any new player will encounter. Villager, a friendly mob that trades emeralds with the player and lives in villages. Minecraft Earth, an augmented reality video game based on Minecraft. Minecraft.net, the Minecraft website. Official Minecraft YouTube. youtube.com/Minecraft. Steve and Alex, the default skin for players. Steve for boys, Alex for girls. Mojang has confirmed that Alex is Steve's boyfriend. Layer 2. Christmas chests. On December 24th through 26th, chests will have a wrapped present texture. Minecraft Story Mode, a 2015 point-and-click graphic adventure game based on Minecraft. Desert Temples, a naturally generating structure in deserts within Minecraft with 4 chests underneath the middle emblem, and an explosive trap below the exact center of the emblem. Nether Fortress, a naturally generating structure within the Nether, identifiable by its dark red brick, containing wither skeletons, blazes, chests, and nether wart. Highly desirable by players for ingredients necessary to craft potions and Eyes of Ender. Music discs. Most of the music discs can be gathered by having a skeleton kill a creeper with an arrow, although some can only be found in naturally generating structured chests, such as Pigstep and Bastions or other side found in a variety of overworld chests. The music disc 5 can also only be crafted by putting 9 pieces together found in end city chests. They can be played in a jukebox. These discs range from upbeat to downright deranged. Old Village. This could be referring to 2 separate things. Villages' buildings used to generate much differently, and would be much less unique. There is also a very rare form of villages called an abandoned village that has a 2% chance of spawning for each village that spawns. They are run down, covered in cobwebs, and only have zombie villages inside. Desert wells are a rare world generating structure that appear in deserts. Sadly, they have no loot. Golden apples are a food item that can be consumed, restoring 4 hunger points or 2 meat sticks worth, and granting the effect absorption for 2 minutes, which can be lost if the player is hit and loses the 2 hearts of extra health. It can be found in naturally generating structure tests or crafted by surrounding a normal apple with 8 gold ingots. There is also an enchanted golden apple that is more powerful but cannot be crafted. Ruined Portal, a naturally generating broken down nether portal which spawns with a loot chest and commonly with gold blocks. Illusioner is an unused illager that uses magic and ranged attacks. They actually have some really cool attacks, such as making the player blind, casting a spell to become invisible, and sending out 4 fake duplicates while invisible. I'd imagine they weren't added because they were deemed too frustrating to fight, but you can still spawn them using /summon in creative mode. Farlands. In very old versions of Minecraft, after traveling 12,550,821 blocks out, the world would stop generating properly, and instead generate the really odd looking Farlands. Oddly enough, the Farlands semi-exist in Bedrock today, as the Minecraft team haven't fixed some bugs that cause generation to stop working properly far out in Bedrock Edition. The problem isn't exactly the same, but it functions similarly. Barrier block, an invisible block that can't be broken, obtained only in creative mode. Data pack. A data pack is a sort of game modification that can be used to add new advancements, dimensions, functions, loot tables, predicates, recipes, structures, tags, world generation settings, and biomes without any actual code modification. Desert is a sandy biome in the game filled with cacti. Plains is a flat, grassy biome within the game. Bastions are naturally generating structures in the nether with piglins inside them. Savanna. Savanna is a yellowish grass biome with some large hills and acacia trees. Killer Bunny. The Killer Bunny can only be spawned using commands in new versions of Minecraft. It does a lot of damage and actually has some built-in armor points. It's a reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Chain Armor is a rare type of armor that is similar in strength to gold armor, only dropped by mobs wearing the armor rarely or found in certain naturally generating chests. It cannot be crafted. Shipwrecks are naturally generating structures in the ocean. They always have at least one chest, with many forms having two. Each shipwreck has a treasure map that leads to a nearby sand pile that can be dug up to find a hidden chest. These buried treasure chests have high tier loot such as diamonds. These chests can only spawn on the 9-9 chunk coordinate, which makes them easier to find. Add-ons, basically synonymous with mods. Giant. The Giant is an old, now non-functioning mob, even when spawned in with commands, that is just a massive zombie with 100 hearts. Customized world type. Allows you to change how the overworld, nether, and end spawn, with all sorts of generation differences. Note block. This is a block that can be right-clicked to play a singular musical note. Crafted with 8 wood planks surrounding a redstone dust, the block can change the instrument type based on what block is below it. Ocean ruins. These are underwater or beach structures, usually guarded by drowns, that contain a chest. They come in sandstone and stone brick varieties, and in a ton of different shapes and sizes. Snowy Plains is a large grassland biome covered in snow and ice. Dinnerbone is a technical director at Mojang who has been working there for over 10 years now. Naming a creature this with a name tag will cause them to be rendered upside down. His account also renders upside down in Minecraft. Grum is a game developer at Mojang who has been working there for over 10 years. Once again, naming a creature this will cause them to be rendered upside down. His account also renders upside down in Minecraft, just like Dinnerbones. Bonus fact, naming a Vindicated Johnny will cause it to attack all nearby mobs, except ghasts and other illagers. Jungle is an overgrown biome, home to jungle trees, pandas, ocelots, parrots, cocoa beans, and more. Birch Forest. This biome is home to huge amounts of birch trees, bees, and plenty of flowers. Layer 3. This is where the real iceberg begins. 3D Shareware v1.34. This is a 2019 April Fool's branch version of Minecraft, poking fun at late 90s and early 2000s games, with such things as cheat codes in survival, a weird HUD, bosses dropping loot keys, and more. Ruby Dung was an unreleased game created by Notch in 2009. It was a strategy game influenced by Dwarf Fortress. Minecraft was based off its code base, which is why this is included in a Minecraft Iceberg. 10 years cake. On the 10th anniversary of Minecraft, if you placed a cake, it would have the number 10 on top of it. Minecraft China. Minecraft China is the Chinese edition of Minecraft. It is free to download and play, instead monetized with a monthly payment VIP system and an in-game ad system, where players can choose to watch ads for a chance to win in-game rewards, like emeralds and diamonds. The game also comes with a bunch of mods pre-installed, that are mostly for quality of life and to appease the Chinese government. And appeasing the Chinese government is also supposedly why pandas were added to Minecraft in general. Swamp and jungle villages are villages that have different skins if they spawn within either of the aforementioned biomes. This usually needs to be incurred unnaturally by the player, as villages don't spawn in these biomes. Indev was a super early version of Minecraft, preceding even the beta and alpha versions of the game. Thing Banner. Putting a piece of paper and an enchanted golden apple into the crafting table yields a banner of Mojang's old studio logo. Spectral arrows are arrows crafted by putting a regular arrow in the middle, then putting 4 glowstone dust around it, in Java Edition only. This recipe actually yields 2 arrows, not 1, and these arrows also have the effect of giving wall hacks on the enemy they hit. Minecraft at Home is a computing project which allows users to donate time and computing power to study the laws of Minecraft. The project has done things such as find the fastest world seeds to speedrun, or the world's tallest cactus. Slime chunks are certain chunks that will spawn slimes below layer 40. These are usually good for making slime farms, even though there are other places slimes will spawn. Classic is also a super early version of Minecraft, devoid of even the health bar and mobs, although you can still build using the infinite blocks in the hotbar you spawn with. Joke languages. There are 5 joke languages available at the language menu: Pirate Speak, Lolcat, Shakespearean English, Anglish, and Upside Down English. Allow and deny blocks are blocks only available through the /give command that allows the user to deny or allow players to place and break blocks in certain areas. Mushroom Fields, commonly referred to as a mushroom island, is an extremely rare biome that always generates as an island surrounded by deep oceans. Its dirt is covered in purple mycelium. Instead of trees, there are giant mushrooms, and the island is covered in mushrooms, a very desirable version of the cow, as it can infinitely fill up bowls with mushroom stew, making them an infinite food source. Pre-classic. This is the prototype version of Minecraft. It was the very first development phase of the game, lasting less than a week. Nether Reactor Cores were an item specific to Pocket Edition Minecraft. Crafted with 3 diamonds and 6 iron ingots, placing one of these with 4 gold blocks and cobblestone on top in this 3x3x3 shape would cause a nether spire to spawn, which held normally unobtainable items in Pocket Edition, such as items from the nether and pumpkin seeds. This was removed upon the nether's addition to Pocket Edition. Border blocks are not barrier blocks. They are exclusive to Education Edition and Bedrock Edition. They function similarly to barrier blocks, except extending vertically infinitely. They can only be obtained with commands or in creative mode. Ice spikes. This is a rare version of the Snowy Plains biome, filled with tall packed ice spikes. In Bedrock Edition, this sub-biome also changes the chances of certain hostile mobs to spawn, such as strays. However, it is the same as the Snowy Plains biome in Java Edition. Painting contains Wither. This painting shows how to build the Wither to initiate the boss fight. This painting was likely included as a hint on how to start the Wither boss fight without looking up a guide online. Education Edition is a version of Minecraft specifically built for education and classroom use. It is a Bedrock Edition derivative with many new features. Rose. Any mob killed by the Wither has its grave automatically marked with a Wither rose. Kinda makes you sad for the little computer animals. Full block chests. In early versions of Minecraft, chests were a full block entity. They are now non-full blocks. Mobs on chiseled blocks. All chiseled blocks except for the chiseled quartz block have a mob engraved in them. Mobs wear carved pumpkins on Halloween. Just as it says, on Java Edition on Halloween, mobs that can equip a carved pumpkin in their head slot have a chance to spawn with one on. Minecraft Plus is a set of screensavers fashioned off Minecraft, developed for April Fools in 2021. InfDev was another super early version of Minecraft. It was the first Minecraft version to add survival mode and infinite procedural world generation. Layer 4. Minecraft 2.0. Minecraft Java Edition 2.0 was the April Fool's event for 2013, where select celebrities were given a branch of Minecraft to show off with wacky features, such as coal blocks, which didn't exist at the time. Oddly enough, a ton of the items that were joke editions at the time have actually been added to the game now, such as the coal blocks aforementioned and tinted glass. A lot of the next Iceberg entries coming up are from this April Fool's version. Diamond Chicken. This was an addition from Minecraft 2.0. A rare variant of the chicken that instead lays diamonds and lapis lazuli. Enchantment Table Language. Minecraft's enchantment table language uses the standard galactic alphabet, and can actually be translated to standard English. However, these words have no correlation to the actual enchantment. They are just random words that have been translated and thrown in. Redstone Bug was a mob in the Java Edition 2.0 April Fool's update, which could spawn from activated redstone. It's just a reskin silverfish. Ethos Slab was a joke slab added in the Java Edition 2.0 April Fool's update. Crafted by putting 3 TNT in a row in the middle of a crafting table, they behave identically to TNT, except when lit there is a 25% chance to spawn an anvil 1 block above the nearest player. Cursor Block. This was a part of the 20W14 Infinity April Fool's update. It cycled between the black and green concrete textures. Modified Woodlands Badlands Plateau. Before 1.18, there is a variant version of the Badlands called the Modified Woodlands Badlands Plateau, which basically added some trees at the top of hills. April Fool's 2014. This added the Element Animations mod pack. They replaced the sounds in the game with the voiceover of the villagers from Villager News. So if you were stepping on grass, the villager voice actor would say grass, 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 or chopping wood, 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 wood. Apparently, this didn't actually download for all the players who played this day, just some, so the update may have been a bit rushed. Fossils are rarely occurring natural structures that are just giant skeletons, made up of bone blocks, coal, or deep slate diamond ore. This is specifically talking about the overworld variant, which spawns in deserts and swamps, which are super rare, and I'd imagine most players haven't seen before. Super secret settings were a feature before 1.9 that added a group of visual impairments such as upside down mode, kaleidoscope, and more. A bunch of them are totally unusable, and some of them barely impact the game at all. Reads. I'm not really certain what this item entry is supposed to mean. All I found is that it's a spawn ID for sugarcane. Secret Woodland Mansions room. The Woodland Mansions have a ton of rooms that have no entrances, and you need to break into them. They can contain anything, ranging all the way from nothing to diamond blocks, chests with loot, and spider spawners, which would be pretty cool to have on an overworld base. 8-bit styled textures. This is most likely a reference to how some Minecraft textures are based on the 8-bit style of the 80s and 90s. Oldest structure. Dungeons were the first still standing structures added to Minecraft on June 25th, 2010 in one of the InfDev versions. Although in an earlier version of InfDev, there was an obsidian wall structure that would point out in all 4 cardinal directions. Ant was a block added in the April Fool's version 20W14 Infinity update. It moves around when placed on top of black or white concrete. If it touches a black concrete, it turns white. If it touches a white concrete, it turns black and moves to the next concrete block. Additionally, if 2 ants collide with one another, they merge into one. It can even break bedrock. Box of Infinite Books. This was also added in the April Fool's version 20W14 Infinity update. This block is native to the library and isolation dimensions. When used, it will give you a written book containing randomized text. The randomized text is tied to each box of infinite books. If used again, the next written book will be identical. Minecraft Miniseries is an animated web series produced by Mojang, Xbox, Atomic Cartoons, and Mattel Creations. It's put together in the format of a reality game show, based in Minecraft. If you look up how it's rated online, you might find mixed reviews, but the truth is, practically everyone hated it. Desert Temple Terracotta Symbol. The symbol in the middle of the desert temple is called a wind rose. It's used by scientists to visualize how quickly the wind is moving in a particular direction, which is useful for all sorts of things, such as landing airplanes. Hidden message on unused spaces and textures. On the texture file for the Guardian, the words Jeb can be found, the creator of the Guardian. The armor stand, Sarge, and the zombie pigment texture has XRPK DBIR up top, and THX on the bottom. Spectrogram Easter eggs. A spectrogram is a tool used to visualize sound waves. In Disc 11, the broken disc, you can see a face that looks like Steve or a creeper, and the numbers 12418 in reference to C418, because C is 12 in hexadecimal. Layer 5. Locked Chest, otherwise known as the Steve Co. Supply Crate, was added in the April Fool's update in Beta 1.4. It's a jab at the game Team Fortress 2, which was one of the first games to become free to play and monetized by selling keys for $2.49 to open crates that randomly dropped. Notch had good relations with the Team Fortress 2 team, also including a splash text referencing Team Fortress 2 and the Team Fortress 2 team giving him his own special hat in TF2. Uncraftable Potions. First off, the potion called Uncraftable Potion. It does absolutely nothing, and is also available in Splash Potion, Lingering Potion, and Tipped Arrow forms. Next up, in Java Edition only, there is a Potion of Luck, also available in every other form. This increases the player's luck effect, which impacts certain loot tables. The most notable way this impacts things is with fishing. The Luck of the Sea enchantment also impacts this effect, and in older versions of Bedrock, the Decay Potion was uncraftable as well, although this is no longer the case. The Luck Potion also has textures in Bedrock, even though they are not added in the game yet, so I expect them to be added in a future update in both games. Original Wool Palette. The wools have changed colors a few times in updates. This is a comparison picture. Sky Dimension was a planned dimension to be added. Its concept was to be an inversion of the Nether. Peaceful, open, floating islands instead of hostile, closed-in caves. It was actually developed enough before Beta 1.8 that it can be recreated today with mods, but it's clearly unfinished and lacks many identifying characteristics. Loves and Hugs Update. This was another April Fool's update, a branch of 1.8.3. It replaced the health and hunger meters with a love meter, which increased by taking damage or damaging mobs. If you collect 8 lines of hearts, you get to play Minesweeper, a version of Minesweeper with Minecraft textures. The goal of this update is to beat Minesweeper, as completing it causes the credits to play. The April Fool's update also replaced a ton of particles with hearts, and added the obsidian boat, which sinks instead of floats. Luck and Bad Luck. Luck only exists in Java Edition. It is a potion effect that impacts certain loot tables. As stated earlier, this is the most notable with fishing, where it has the same impact as Luck of the Sea. Bad Luck impacts the same tables, but negatively instead. Colored Planks were originally an idea Dinnerbone was thinking about implementing, even posting a test concept screenshot on his Twitter. This idea has since been scrapped and replaced with colored terracotta. Shadow seeds. Every Minecraft seed has another seed that is exactly identical biome-wise, and everything else generates separately, such as structures. Trendy update. It's an April Fool's joke pre-release. It added modern technologies to the game, such as reality vision goggles, ankle monitors, a smarter watch, and signs that read "Obey." This is a reference to They Live, a science fiction film from 1988. 6-sided blocks. In 1.10 and 1.11, there are bugged blocks available in the game that all showed the same on each side, such as the full slab, 6-sided bark logs, and more. Hostile mobs spawning while sleeping. This seems to have been a feature in 2011 Minecraft. If a hostile mob would have spawned within 2 blocks of you while you were sleeping, it would wake you up halfway through the night, with the mob next to you. Red, blue, and yellow keys are from the April Fool's Update 3D Shareware v1.34. The red key is dropped by the Wither, the yellow key is dropped by Ravagers, and the blue key is dropped by Elder Guardians. They don't do anything. Tameable ocelots. For my oldie players, cats are not tamed ocelots anymore. They have been separated out. Ocelots can no longer be tamed, but they do have a mechanic most players don't know about. If you feed them fish, they have a 1 in 3 chance of trusting you, making them no longer run away from you, and it will no longer despawn, similar to name-tagged creatures. For newer players, cats used to be tamed versions of ocelots, but in newer versions they have been separated. 2,147,483,467 dimensions is a reference to the Infinity April Fool's joke snapshot that adds an infinite number of dimensions, but not actually, it's over 2 billion dimensions per seed. It is the highest number that a signed 32-bit integer can hold. In my opinion, the update is super cool, and I'd highly recommend you trying it at least once. It's gimmicky, but it's very fun to explore for a bit. Toast. Renaming a rabbit Toast gives it the appearance of a black Dutch rabbit, based on the Reddit user ZinZen420's post looking for a missing rabbit Toast. Striped lands is the next level after the far lands in older versions of Minecraft. They show one block and then the next block is invisible. Shearable mushroom. Mushrooms can be sheared to drop 5 of their respective mushrooms, turning them into a normal cow. First plank's appearance. Oak planks first appeared in 2009 in the pre-classic version. Stonecutter in Pocket Edition. It was a purely decorative block that spawned in villages, although in modern versions it has been assigned a new functionality. Disc 11 length. Disc 11 goes for 1 minute and 11 seconds. Iron ore drops iron blocks. In the in-depth version of Minecraft, iron ore dropped iron blocks. Layer 6. Tinted glass in 2013. In 2013, in Update 2.0, tinted glass was being tested, which looks slightly different from stained glass. Noticeably, the colors were more pronounced. In Snapshot 13W41A, both stained and tinted glass existed simultaneously. Mince Raft. Upon launching Minecraft, there's a 0.1% chance that the screen will display Mince Raft instead of Minecraft. Work in Progress block. This was a version of the beacon that gave effects that lasted permanently. Explosive Barrel. This one is most likely referring to a 2016 video that featured custom explosive barrels made with command blocks. Obsidian Boat. Added in the Love and Hugs April Fool's update, it's a boat made out of obsidian that just sinks. Nothingness. This one is pretty unclear. It may refer to the void at the bottom of the world, or the way that chunks fail to load on slower computers. Original tree design. This is what trees originally looked like in Minecraft, notably a lot lighter green, just like everything else at the time. Enderman green eyes. In pre-release 1.8, Enderman had green eyes. Fatherlands. In older versions of Minecraft, where the Farlands are present, Fatherlands are a level up from the Farlands, occurring at 1,4,065,811 blocks away. Scrapped hieroglyphics. The chiseled block were originally scrapped, but they've since been re-added, and if you look at them closely, you can see hieroglyphics of certain Minecraft mobs. Dead mouse ears. In earlier versions of Minecraft, the name dead mouse on a player would give large blue ears to the player, so there's a chance if you saw someone running around with this a long time ago, that it was actually dead mouse playing Minecraft with you, or someone modded their name to be dead mouse. Blue ice light emission. In early versions of Bedrock Edition and Education Edition, blue ice emits a light level of 4. Bloodstone. In Alpha version 1.2.0 preview, Netherrack was called Bloodstone. Notch also referred to it as Netherstone at one point, however, neither of these names are used today. Steve Pie. Minecraft Pi Edition is a version of Minecraft created to run on a Raspberry Pi computer, which is generally seen as the cheapest computers could get, at the time going for $5 for a Raspberry Pi Zero. In this version, the player's username was always Steve Pi. Dirt slabs. In 0.26 classic version, before stone slabs were added, Notch tested making dirt slabs, modified jungle edge. This was the rarest biome in the game prior to 1.18. It would spawn between a jungle biome and swamp hills biome. The generation requirements were almost never met. Pigman. The zombie pigman was a mob that would spawn in groups and attack only if the player hit them. Hitting one pigman would cause all the surrounding ones to attack. The name has now been changed to Zombified Piglin. Tower of Pimps. In one of the old Xbox versions, there was a Tower of Pimps that spawned inside something that looked like a desert temple and was 4 blocks of gold placed on an obsidian block. This was added because of a joke made by one of the members of the channel, Rooster Teeth. Red Dragon. The Red Dragon was a recolored Ender Dragon that Notch said he had planned for a future update, but when the company was sold, it seems that plans for the Red Dragon were abandoned. Stevie. I couldn't find anything on this entry. Leave a comment if you know what's going on here. Unobtainable block state combinations, referring to a group of blocks that have specific, mutually exclusive block states, such as a lit, waterlogged campfire, that makes those states unobtainable. Beacon was changed texture 6 times. The beacon had its texture changed 6 times before landing on the one that it has today. It seems that this is the most texture changes of any block in the game. Official Minecraft Wiki was bug tracker before. Refers to how the Minecraft Wiki was used as a bug tracker before its inception in 2012. Skulk Sensor. This is a misspelling of Skulk Sensor in the game files. This can only be found in the US English files for Bedrock Edition. Early Pocket Edition. Early Pocket Editions of Minecraft had a lack of features and lacked infinite worlds. It didn't have certain features like caves, villages, or redstone until long after Java Edition versions got them. Layer 7. J versions. The J versions of Minecraft Pocket Edition are versions of the game designed for Android v2.2 or lower. This version is made to be less resource intensive and easier to run on slower devices. Minecraft PE pre-release. This is a pre-release version that was never made publicly available, but it was made playable at the Electronic Entertainment Expo of 2011 and was also given to some private testers. Glowing Obsidian. Glowing Obsidian is a now unobtainable red obsidian reskin for the Bedrock version of the game. It was originally used when a player activated a nether reactor core and can now only be obtained from inventory editors and plugins. 107-383-808-38084. This is a seed that when generated has some strange and unique properties. This seed has an infinitely repeating chunk seed. This means that certain features like ravines and mineshafts infinitely generate throughout the world. Anthena made a great video on this seed that you should check out when you're done with this video. Dyeable Shulkers. At first I thought this one was talking about just dyeing shulker boxes, but it turns out with commands you can actually have shulker mobs with colors different to the normal purple. Minecraft Pi Edition. This is a version of Minecraft created for the Raspberry Pi. It is a lighter version of alpha version 0.6.1. This can be used to directly interact with Minecraft using the API and many programming languages. Testificate. Testificate just refers to a normal villager, and if you name a villager Testificate in all uppercase, it will revert back to its pre-1.14 villager skin. Mountain's Edge. Minecraft has a hidden biome that doesn't generate naturally anymore. The biome can still be played by using the single biome buffet or in a super flat world, and it looks just like a taiga biome, but a little hillier. Happy Wither. The Happy, or Pink Wither, is a recurring April Fool's mob that appears in both Java Edition 2.0 and Snapshot 15W14A. It can be spawned by placing a pot with a rose in it on top of a piece of wool, and it shoots heads that bone meal the ground instead of destroying it. Ice Desert. Ice deserts are unused biomes that exist in the code of older versions of the game. They generate just like normal desert biomes, but there is snow on top of all the sand, and the water is replaced with ice. It is unknown why ice deserts were removed from the game. InDev MD3 mobs. These were a weird type of mob that would generate in the InDev 0.31 versions of the game. They had smooth textures with huge heads that were capable of breaking blocks. They would make a Steve Oof sound when hit and would drop a variety of mob drops, like string and feathers on death. Deep, warm ocean. These are a removed type of ocean that had all the features of a deep and warm ocean combined. It is now no longer possible for these oceans to generate. Older Crying Obsidian. This is the unused Crying Obsidian texture. was originally going to be used as a way to set your respawn point, but the idea was scrapped and beds were added instead. The end generation breakdown. This is a weird end generation bug that occurs due to an issue with the way that Java programming languages process very large numbers. It caused the end to form eccentric rings around the inner island that go out to the world border, steadily decreasing in size. This bug wasn't found until 2 years after it was created, due to the immense distance one has to travel to reach the abnormalities. Footprint. The footprint was a joke item added in the Infinity Snapshot that could only be obtained in the missing dimension. It was added as a joke towards the commands community, who often requested a footstep particle be added. Quiver. The quiver is an unimplemented item that's texture could be found in the game files. The sprite appears to be taken from an abandoned game by Notch called Legend of the Chambered. It probably would have been used to store arrows for the player. Removed Bedrock Edition particles. There were some Bedrock Edition particles that could never generate naturally, so eventually they were removed. Nether Spire. The Nether Spire was a structure that would spawn when the Nether reactor was activated. The structure would spawn with many otherwise unobtainable items and allowed zombie pigmen to spawn inside. 12 Mark 40 Awesome. 12 Mark 40 Awesome was a joke image that was sent in response to a new snapshot request, and includes many new features like fish blocks and more dragons. Debug Mode World. This is a secret world that you can come to by holding Alt and clicking through the normal world selection screen. The world contains every single block and every single block state in Minecraft, just sitting over the void. It even includes the unobtainable block states, like the lit waterlogged campfire from earlier. Calm4.ogg. This is a removed Java soundtrack with an uptempo beat that was made by Notch himself. About halfway through the track, you can hear the words Mojang specification play in slow motion. In 2020, Notch re-uploaded the music to his SoundCloud page with the name Magnetic Circuit. Craftable cocoa beans. Cocoa beans used to be craftable with orange, yellow, or red dye and an ink sac. But at the time the crafting recipe was in the game, there was no way to obtain ink sacs. Minecraft EDU. This seems like a repeat entry. Minecraft EDU is the Minecraft Education Edition that was released for use in the classroom setting. Minecraft Education Edition is available with a free trial or a yearly $12 subscription. Layer 8. A very fine item. This is another joke item that could be obtained in the Infinity Snapshot. Found in the Isolation dimension, it looks like a grass block with the words Home Sweet Home on it. Unlike most items, it features a 64x texture instead of a 16x one. Creeper Melee Attack. If a creeper is bobbing in water whilst trapped in a 1x1 space, and the player is swimming next to it, it will perform a melee attack. Unfortunately, this feature is Bedrock exclusive. This entry may also refer to the way that creepers used to perform a melee attack in older versions of the game. Old player walking animation. The old player walk animation was normal for the legs, but involved a derpy arm swing with every step. It's pretty silly, but it might bring back some memories in the older players watching this video. House of Bob. This is the house found in the Isolation dimension. It contains a few items on this list, like the very fine item, which can be found in an item frame in the house. Legacy Frozen Ocean. This is a Bedrock exclusive biome that looks like a flat plane of ice. It can still spawn mobs like polar bears, strays, and snow rabbits, but the biome does not naturally generate, although you can still use it with biome creation tools and add-ons. In-dev map types. The settings used to control the levels type, the size, and the theme. Notably, you could change the theme to Hell, which would allow monsters to spawn at all times and replace all the world's water with lava. This was removed when infinite world generation was added. Many unused potions. In the game files for Java, there was 29 completely unused potions, as well as another 2 in Bedrock. These potions can be obtained using commands only and do absolutely nothing. It is likely that these are just scrapped ideas or testing for functionality to be added in a future update. Dungeon mode. This was an old mechanic in development on Notch's old to-do list, but it is no clear what dungeon mode is or what it would have entailed. The only way to find any mention of it is by checking Notch's Toodle-Doo site on the Wayback Machine. Missing No. This is a reference to a corrupted Pokemon character. It is one of 2 splash texts in the game that does not end in an exclamation mark. Gray Tabby Cat. There is an unused file in the game for a tamed cat texture. This texture is never used, however, which is strange because gray tabbies are some of the most common cats in real life. Brick Pyramid. In the InfDev versions of the game, there was these huge brick pyramids that would spawn far away from spawn and contain hundreds of thousands of bricks. These were amongst the first structures added to the game. In-Dev House. This is the house that the player would spawn in dev versions of the game. It was a 3-high box made out of either wood planks or mossy cobblestone, with a 2-block entry for a door. Almost there. This is a secret Minecraft achievement in the Infinity Snapshot that would be awarded to the player if they were to travel over 1 billion dimensions. This means it is effectively impossible to get in legitimate survival, but it can still be obtained using the /advancement grant command. Update game block. This is a Bedrock Edition placeholder block that appears when there is an invalid block ID. It's just a dirt block with the word update on it. It also has a sister block with the same text in a different orientation from the normal version. Missing versions. There's some old versions of the game that are no longer available on the Minecraft launcher, and that no player has on their computer. This means that the versions are lost and they can never be played unless they are found. There's 108 total missing versions, most of which are from the Java Edition Classic and Pre-Classic editions of the game. Isometric screenshot. This is a removed feature that would allow the player to take a screenshot of their entire world at one time. This feature was removed when InfDev was added, since it would not be possible to take a screenshot of the entire infinite world at a time. Many players have requested this feature be added back in some way, which has led the modding community to take charge and add it back themselves. #It'sLipofutzly. This is apparently an old bug that would appear when you type /help inside a command block, but I couldn't find any screenshots of this happening. Dragon Egg Cocoa Bean texture. There's this old bug that changes the texture of the cocoa beans to be that of the Ender Dragon egg, whilst maintaining the same shape. This is because of an issue with the way the game updated the textures of growing beans. Glass Pillar. The glass pillar was an old placeholder structure that would indicate the location of a stronghold before Eyes of Ender were implemented. They were added in Beta 1.9 pre-release 3, but were removed in the very next update in pre-release 4. Minecart Dirt Texture. Minecarts have a hidden piece of dirt in them that can only be viewed in spectator mode, as it is blocked by other textures. It was a relic of the time when minecarts were going to carry items like a portable chest. Unused painting textures. There exist 4 unused paintings in the Bedrock version of the game that exist only in the files. These 4 paintings represent earth, fire, water, and wind. And despite being unused since they were added, they have had their textures updated to make them more detailed. Obsidian walls. Obsidian walls were naturally generating structures in the InfDev version of the game. The walls were too high and would change with their terrain, causing them to be uneven. They generated infinitely out from the center of the world in the 4 cardinal directions, serving as some sort of temporary compass. Monolith. Monoliths were a rare terrain generation bug in the early InfDev and alpha versions of the game. They would cause terrain to generate all the way up to height limit for a few chunks, and had natural ore and grass block generation throughout them. This happened because Notch used a noise map to create the terrain, and when the map gave negative values, it would cause the terrain to generate upside down. Java Edition Beta 1.8 Pre-Release 2, Smiley Face. The smiley face is important here, as that was actually part of the update name, but other than that, there is nothing special about this update. Seamless Smooth Stone Slab. Seamless stone slabs were an unobtainable precursor to the smooth stone slab we have today. They had a metadata value so high that they could never be obtained legitimately in survival, but with bugs or an inventory editor, they could be collected and placed. Layer 9. Plate Armor. Plate armor is a removed type of armor that consisted of only the chest plate and the helmet. The armor would give no defense and look similar to iron armor. Player Stats. Player stats are a Java-only feature that can show a large amount of statistics on players and their worlds. You can get to the statistics after pressing on the button under the Back to Game menu. I have no idea why this was so low on the list. Speaking Blocks. I have no idea what this one is. It might refer to a YouTube video series called Talking Blocks, but the different name makes me think it's something else. Elder Guardian Ghost. The Elder Guardian Ghost is the screen effect that appears when getting mining fatigue, but this is referring to the ghost being a summonable mob in the Bedrock Edition. Wax Block. The wax block is an unused block that was added to the files in the 1.15 snapshots. It was later confirmed that this addition was an accident. Root Vines. The root vines are an unused texture that were found in the game files by Reddit user u/gaming umbrella. It is unclear what the texture may be used for or why it was added. Chair and Table. The chair and table are 2 of Minecraft's most commonly requested items. Despite this, it's pretty clear they will not be added to the game because of how long Mojang has had to add them, but hasn't. Hidden QR codes. A hidden QR code in Snow was used to announce the 1.9 update for Minecraft. It says Minecraft 1.9, the combat update. Human. Humans were non-player characters available in the classic version of the game. They looked like the player and walked around in circles, occasionally jumping. The player could spawn these humans using the G button on their keyboard, but this feature was removed in the survival test version. Cow, cows, cows. The entry is most likely in reference to a 2013 video that features an animation of cows dancing, although it's not clear why this entry was so far down. Smooth Purple and Smooth Stone Brick. I don't know. Crystallized honey. This is the same as the wax block. It was added in the same update for the same reason. Nothing else to add here. IDFKA. This was a cheat code that could be used in the Java Edition 3D Shareware April Fool's update. The cheat code would give the player keys that could be used for absolutely nothing. The keys came in red, yellow, and blue variants. Purple arrow. In the 0.25 survival test versions of the game, skeletons would shoot purple arrows instead of the normal brown ones. It is unclear why this was changed, and this feature was removed in the InfDev versions of the game. More Explorer maps. Nothing found on this at all. Maybe there used to be more maps for different structures, but I couldn't find anything on them. More barrel variants. The Minecraft barrel actually has two hidden variants. One where the barrel is filled to the brim with fish, and another where the barrel is completely empty, with no lid in it at all. Strider fin. Striders in Minecraft have an unused fin in their texture. Pretty simple. More Daka. Another one of the cheat codes found in the Shareware April Fool's update. The code would display the text "Got all equipment" before giving the player fully enchanted diamond armor and a crossbow named BFC 9000 that had the multi-shot 10 enchantment on it. Villager speech bubble. The villager speech bubble is an old unused villager texture that would have displayed the trades a villager would want to make. Jeb said that they did some experiments with thought bubbles, but they didn't look so good, so he canned it. Peony. There is a small unused version of the peony flower called the peony. The two words are used interchangeably to mean the same flower in real life, and the peony in Minecraft would likely have been a 1-high version of the peony flower. Calibrated skulk sensor. The calibrated skulk sensor is an item in the 1.20 version of the game that has a larger detection radius than a normal skulk sensor. However, this shot came out before the 1.20 update, and at that time the calibrated skulk sensor was an unused asset in the game files. It is now crafted by surrounding a skulk sensor with 3 amethyst shards. Item.glow_frame. The glow item frame is an unreleased item that made an appearance in Snapshot 21W03A. The glow item frame is just like the item frame, but it glows, and it was crafted with an item frame and a glow ink sack. It is unclear why the item has not yet been added to the game. Messages on end ships on 20W14 Infinity. There are books in the April Fool's Infinity snapshot. All of them have the book name Orders with weird words as contents, such as floppies, reinforce, mappings, and lost floppies. Maybe they mean something? Studded armor. Studded or leather chain armor was an in-dev type of armor that was in between iron and leather. The armor sprite was taken from Notch's unfinished game Legend of the Chambered, and it, along with plate armor, are the only 2 armor sets to have been removed from the game. Bacon. Bacon is a splash text that can appear for the Bedrock version of the game. It was removed for seemingly no reason. This is a very long phrase that hopefully is not in any dictionary. This is one of the dimension names that can be warped to using the /warp command in the Infinity snapshot of Minecraft. This dimension contains a secret code. Gear or cog. The cog was an unobtainable, useless spinning block that was planned to be added in the in-dev versions of Minecraft. The cog could only be placed on the side of blocks, but if the block was removed, the cog would remain there, although it would not be visible. Only appearing when the block it was on was replaced. Layer 10. Customizable clouds. There's an unimplemented cloud height slider that will allow the player to change the height of clouds in-game. This feature has either been removed or was never added in the first place, as I could only find pictures of it occurring. 123.123.png. This was an old image file in the Pocket Edition Alpha version that showcased a mockup for a crafting interface. The picture was removed from game files in Alpha version 0.3.3. Minecraft 4K. This might not be what you think. Minecraft 4K was a version of the game that was created for a Java competition that required the game to be 4 kibibytes in size or less. The world is 64 by 64 by 63 and only contains a few blocks. The player can move around with WASD, and left and right click functions are reversed in this version of the game. Village border texture. Minecraft was originally going to have a border texture that would go all the way around Minecraft villages, but this was never implemented and the feature was never added. D. No clue. Maybe this is talking about the Minecraft mob vote, Mob D, which looks like a blaze with a big shield surrounding it. I'm not even sure if this entry was on purpose or if it was like a typo or something. Missing versions. This one was already covered in an earlier layer. I'm going to assume this was a mistake and I'm not missing something here. Audio loops. Minecraft has some completely unused audio loops that were designed by C418 a while ago. It's unclear why they weren't added, but they're all pretty cool. I kinda hope they get added in the future. Unused loot. Minecraft Bedrock Edition has some unused loot tables that appear for the giant mob and for some village houses and other structures. The structure loot is just the old loot tables that would change in later updates, but still exist in the game files. Minecraft. Minecraft is a 2D top-down Minecraft spin-off created by Notch for the Ludum Dare coding competition. The competition gives players just 2 days to complete their games, and notches entries available to play on playminecraft.com. Doom 2. This is another Easter egg from the 3D shareware April Fool's update, although it's not actually related to the Doom series, with a description that says, completely not related to other games named Doom. This one is about gardening. Ghast Affectionate Scream. Ghasts have an unused sound file in the game that is like their normal noises, but sounds affectionate instead. It seems like a weird thing to have in the game. Maybe they were going to have a way to befriend or tame ghasts? 5th, Giant Tree Taiga Biome. There is an unused giant taiga tree biome variant in the files that is called the Mega Taiga Hills biome. It seems like the feature was removed during development, but the reason is unknown. Char.png. This one seems to be a mistake, as there is no char.png, but there is a char2.png that is part of a Steve Villager hybrid. The Steve Villager hybrid looks like the shape of a villager with the texture of a player, but with weird gaps that make it look unnatural. Fluff.png. Apparently Fluff.png was a texture from the alpha version of the game that may have been used for clouds, although it was never implemented. Cold-en oak. This was a weird type of tree from the Pocket Edition version of the game that had the shape of an oak tree with spruce leaves and logs instead of oak ones. Skis.png. Skis.png is a texture for skis found in snapshot 12W15B. The texture was added as a joke, and Dinamone even made a tweet about them since they were added at the same time as the Christmas chests from earlier. Select and unselect buttons. These are files that can be found in the Java Edition version of Minecraft. Their purpose is unknown, but they could have been used as a template to create selected and unselected tabs in the GUI. Reserved 6. Reserved 6 is the name of an unobtainable Bedrock Edition block that has the same texture as the update game block. They were used as a placeholder for the fire block to help with bug fixing fire spreading. Debug.png and debug2.png. These were two unused files in the game that were most likely used for debugging. There is one with multiple colors and black squares, and another that is 4 random letters placed over color gradients. /chunkinfo is an unused command that never ended up getting implemented, although translation files for it do exist. It was going to be used for giving chunk info to the player. Entity.hanging. Entity.hanging.pop and .place were found in snapshot 15W49A. They are sound events that would trigger some sound file, but I could not find any information for what they would have been used for or why. Block 253 and 254. Block 253 and 254 refer to the removed blocks grass_carried and leaves_carry. These were both added to store the data of these textures, since it was not possible for these blocks to tint in older versions of the game. This message will never appear on the splash screen. Isn't that weird? This is a splash text that does not appear on the Java version as the name implies, but does appear in every other version of the game. It is one of 2 splash texts that does not end in an exclamation mark. More bells. There are unused textures of the bell in Minecraft that can be obtained via commands. They come with sides of granite, polished granite, and diorite, in addition to the stone texture that we have today. Nothing to see here, move along. This is a secret file in the infinity snapshot of the game that contains 2 audio files, which are the next entries on this iceberg. bananana.ogg and banananana.ogg. The 2 hidden audio files both play the sound of someone saying Mojang in a high-pitched sing-song voice. They are a reference to the Sega boot-up sound. Angry Villager. This is an unused particle texture that was most likely intended to be used when you hit a villager. It would have popped up over a villager's head when they were angry with you.